Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Down go the Chiefs.
What losers.
Man, sorry,
Wow.
Travis, for Taylor breaking up with you. Allegedly.
That's crazy.
I'm calling it now. They're now broken up.
I got thirsty.
Yeah. Talk about relationships got you thirsty? Oh, man. We're on episode 112 of the Until Next Week podcast. We have some new segments coming for you. We have some altered segments coming for you. And we have just a good time coming for you.
And one Mountain Dew going straight to my veins.
Oh, you can feel it now. So thank you again for tuning in to episode 112 of the Until Next Week podcast.
Samuel's drinking alcohol.
Almost clicked the stop record button.
I saw you do that. I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
We just talked about it. You're like, I sometimes consider pushing buttons, but I think I'll mess something up. And it got in my head. And I almost stopped the recording.
See, I'm in everybody's head, theoretically.
Man, that would have been a short episode for you.
53 seconds.
Just like, what happened? Like, what would happen in a 53-second episode?
Did you see the weather this week?
It's going to be cold, and that's why I'm leaving.
It's going to be -3 days in a row. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
And
people will still be wearing shorts.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, I'm not cold.
I'm not cool. All the middle schooler boys are like, oh, I'm not cool. I
In college.
don't even have a hoodie.
You see it all the time. I'm like, why are you not wearing like long sleeves anywhere?
The older I get, the more the importance of layers is important because
you watched Shrek growing up.
Yeah, because ogres are like onions.
Yeah, and onions have layers. Therefore, ogres have layers. Donkey.
Cakes have layers.
Lots of C's.
There's layers to this playa tiramisu. So what I'm saying is, what you need to do is wear layers because we gotta have a t-shirt base, right? Where it's just a regular short sleeve t-shirt, and then you have to have a long sleeve shirt to put on over it in case like the room you're in is a little chilly. Yeah. Then you gotta have a big jacket in case you go outside into the winter tundra. Yeah. And then because it's gonna be like -6 on Tuesday or something, and we're supposed to get 11 to 13 inches of snow. So what I'm saying is crazy.
11. Okay, so I saw 6 inches originally, and then I heard, I think, Lauren say 10, and now you're saying 11 to 13?
This morning, it was 11 to 13 inches whenever I clicked on Tuesday.
And you're saying, like, that's a lot. Like,
maybe
11 to 13 inches?
And then we're supposed to get 2 to 3 more on Wednesday.
So I'm renting a car for my job where I'm going to, like, St. Louis this next week, and I'm very glad. This is the first year where I'm like, and I didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll pick an SUV. Instead of a 2-wheel sports car.
Yep.
Very glad in my selection knowing what's to come.
Well, yeah, you need that 4-wheel drive so you can get through the snow all nice.
I'm also hoping they have 4-wheel drive. I'm assuming the SUV does, but I'm actually not for sure.
Plus, girls like 4-wheel drive better. So.
Well, I don't need to impress girls.
You're right, because you're impressing Lauren.
Lauren and Jesus.
Speaking of which.
What am I holding right here?
Our next newest sponsor?
No, but read it to me. What do you think this is?
Rockstar?
Yeah, it's not alcohol.
No, it's alcohol.
Why did you lie to the public?
I didn't lie to the public. Samuel's drinking alcohol.
I'm not drinking on the job. Anyways, just to get it off our chest, make sure to subscribe. Got it off. Leave us 5-star reviews on Spotify or Apple.
Where's the shirts?
Yeah, I will make. I'm sorry. I just need to actually just reach out to people, and I've been bad. I'm sorry. I've been very busy, and that's not an excuse because you want to buy shirts of our podcast, and I don't know why I'm not more just like, let's do this. Why don't I go out and just tell you?
Get the merch, because then people don't even have to talk about it because people can see about it, and seeing is so much easier than talking.
Preach. Not yet. Actually, now wait till later in the episode, then you can preach.
Exactly.
Yeah. Some updates from the week. There was dodgeball controversy. That's
again.
It's not even grinds our gears, but it was such an important part of the week that we have to talk about it. Last week, Dane and I went to the dodgeball tournament at the same time.
Oh yeah.
He might have actually showed up 6 hours before me.
It was way earlier than you. It was legit like 4 hours before he did.
I think I woke up after we were supposed to show up, but I didn't know.
We were supposed to be there at 10 a.m. But Samuel didn't show up till 2.
They messaged us at 8:58, and I was asleep at 8:58. So how would I know what time we're supposed to be there.
That's
also,
funny.
you had 16 people show up, kids, for the first round and had 20 liters. I don't think you needed me.
It was important.
Yeah,
we needed you there.
You needed me for the dodgeball tournament where you played against the kids.
I didn't play in the middle school one. I played in the high school one with you.
But I thought at the very end they had all the leaders go against all the kids.
Oh, and I annihilated some kids.
See, that's what I'm saying.
The leaders, like, I think only 2 people got out.
Yeah, if you got out, that's embarrassing.
Well, it was leaders and parents. So if the parents wanted to, they could come down and
that's awesome.
Destroy their kids.
They're like, this is what I paid for.
That's what ministry is all about, youth ministry specifically.
Pelting kids with dodgeballs.
Yes. There's one kid in Super K. He runs up to us, and this is 4th and 5th grade ministry, and he'll take his thumb and jab it into your ribs. And he'll be like, poke, 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 and it's just your ribs. And you're like,
I can't hit the kid.
Yeah, and you're like, stop. And then he runs and jumps on your back, and you're like, stop. And then the one that almost sent me over the edge was I was walking, and then I kind of turned around, and point blank range, he took a dodgeball and threw it straight into the side of my head. And I was like,
I'm quitting ministry. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever happens to me happens.
I'm going to get a steel chair and sit in the chair and think about my life.
You're actually the one who gave Joe the idea, like, hey, can we please play dodgeball against the kids?
Man.
I really need this. Go full court right now. Full court right now.
Yeah, let me go everywhere.
Yeah, I want to throw it at this kid.
It was crazy.
That's awesome. So, yeah, we had the dodgeball tournament. We both played for the high school teams. And honestly, my team, we're coming off a championship last year. The year before, my team did not, or my small group did not win, but I played for a separate team that did win. So I was coming off a 2-year winning streak. And this year, we start off pretty hot. We won our first game pretty stinking easily because we're doing like pool play. And again, it's best 2 out of 3 against like 3 different teams to start off the rounds. I believe we won the second one, so we were 2-0.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next round, I think we lost 1, but then we won 2.
Yes.
So then we're like 4-1. And then to end pool play, we lost 2 games to one team, so we were 4-3.
Yes.
Luckily, we still made the championship round because
the playoffs.
The top 4 make the championship bracket, and then the bottom 4. I don't know what you guys do. It doesn't really matter.
We did great.
But anyways, so we had lots of close games. We were playing well, but then we made it to the championship bracket, and we were playing well. We would knock out the kids one after another. But there is some controversy in this dodgeball tournament because it is a pay-to-play situation.
What does that mean, Samuel?
If you got those parents that just have cash falling out of their pockets and everything, like they can buy you extra lives.
Couldn't be me.
And
you have life bands is what it was.
Yeah, you had life bands, which you could buy for $5 a piece, basically.
Or 5 for $20.
Which is important.
Yeah.
That's so important. But some of these teams had so many life bands where you'd get them out and then immediately it's like, oh, they're there again.
That was one of my losses, yeah.
And we were able to win some of those games because eventually some of our parents came in and were like, hey, we'll buy some life bands. We don't want to see you losing too much. But then we made it to, again, the championship bracket. And all of a sudden we're like, I guess we're not doing best 2 out of 3 anymore. It's just one game.
Yeah, pool play was 2 out of 3, but then the playoffs wasn't.
That was so dumb.
That was crazy. It should be the other way around.
I know. It was... that was frustrating. I'm like, why are we doing this now? Like, we didn't need to play so many pool play games. I think it was mostly
just so every kid could play a lot of dodgeball.
But it would have been the same thing.
I mean, yeah.
Because you could have played more games there.
Well, especially for the high school one, we should have just done 2 out of 3 all the way because we don't have anything after this.
Yeah, I was pretty frustrated there because then also you play on different sides of the gym. There are some advantages to one side over the other.
Yeah,
based on like the stands, like some of the balls might get stuck in the stands. You don't have to go as far on one side. The other side, it could go way up.
Yeah, that's true. They did get stuck sometimes.
Yeah, so that was a little unfortunate, but we were playing pretty good. With these life bands, you can't use them when there's less than a minute left in the game.
Allegedly.
So everybody waited who was out, and then right before the minute mark, they all used their band. So basically, it's just everybody's back in for 1 minute.
Yep.
And we would
get us out.
We were about tied with this team. There was probably 25 seconds left. A guy was throwing a ball at me. I was going to try to dodge it, but one of my guys who was out ran behind me to try to grab a ball, and in the process, he got in my way, and I couldn't move, and I got hit. I'm like, dang, that's not good. Because then I think we were down maybe by one guy, or we might have been tied right there. We had
make
like
a play.
15 seconds left. And then I think one of our guys might have got out, but there was controversy because I think our guy didn't think he got out, and there's only one ref on like each game, and they can't see everything, and they're making bad calls,
Chiefs.
And then it got down to literally one of the parents from one of our players was yelling, it's like, he's not out, and the other guy is out because some of the other guys weren't leaving when they should have been.
Dude, yeah.
And it was...
Kids were cheating.
It was frustrating. So we end up losing, and then the team who beat us end up losing the championship, which... we would have won. We would have won it all. We would have been in the championship game. We would have won.
Did you play the Lumberjack team?
That was the team that beat us in controversy.
Oh, we got smoked by them.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I mean, they had tons of bands and everything else, but
that was the first team we played.
Supposedly, I heard that one of the guys said to one of our guys, like, yeah, I think you guys won. But they didn't say it. They just went to the championship anyways. I'm like, this is so dumb. And I was frustrated, and that's all I got to say about that for the moment.
Mine similarly ended in controversy. So I got elected to a team of 9th grade boys.
Understandable.
So super young boys. And I'm looking at them, and they're not just 9th grade boys. They're skinny and frail 9th grade boys. And
that means they can dodge.
I know. So I was like, okay, they need a leader. So I started being the leader and just like, guys, you don't know me, but I'm a 3-time dodgeball champion in high school. And I'm like, so we can do this. Just listen to me and let's go win this thing. Nobody's expecting anything, which means we got nothing to lose. So then we go out, we play the Lumberjacks in the first round, get annihilated. Yeah. And it was crazy. And I was like, okay, guys, that was the best team in this like gym that we were in our pool play. It's okay. Then we go to our next team that we're playing, and we smoke them. It's great. And I'm like, see, guys, that's all we had to do. This is great. We beat them. And then I'm like, guys, do you guys realize what's happening? We play this other team now, and they, if we win, we go to the playoffs. This is what it's all about right here, guys. And then
I think you played our team, our secondary.
Probably.
Until last week.
Yeah, we played them.
We had until next week, and we had the quote-unquote sort of B team was until last week.
Yeah, we played them, and they had all the life bands is what happened. So I got the same kid out, like multiple kids. I got one kid out 3 times, and he kept coming back in.
Okay, that probably wasn't our guy.
It was crazy.
I don't think we had all the life bands.
It was somebody.
Yeah.
And then they kept coming in, and I was like, guys, this is insane. And like we beat the team twice, and then they kept coming in, and so we ended up technically losing to them. And then we played again after that, and it comes down. We're like, okay, they used all their life bands in that first one. I told all our boys, I'm like, guys, listen, like they don't have any more life bands. They wasted it all in that first game. We beat them twice. Like we got this. Let's just go play our game, and we're gonna beat them. They don't have any more. Look at their wrists.
Yeah.
And also in that first game, my mom kept walking around. She bought like 50 life bands and just kept handing them to kids, and they would just walk in with it.
That's wild.
And I was like, this is crazy, guys. And my boys had no life bands. And I was like, perfect, we got it. And so we get all the way down in like the best 2 out of 3, and we're like, this is win and go to the playoffs. And so if we lose this one, we're going to go to the loser's bracket. If we win, we're going to play a third one. We'll probably win because we're just better than them. And it gets down to where it's just me and one kid. Who's going to win that 9 out of 10 times? Dane.
Dane is.
Because like they were so scared of me. Like they would all on the other side, all 8 of them had a dodgeball, and I would walk up with one dodgeball, and I'd walk up slowly, and as I'd walk up slowly, they were backing up slowly. I'm like, guys, you all 8 have a dodgeball. You could get me out right now if you wanted to, but they didn't. They kept backing up, and they were scared little puppies. And then it's me and this kid finally one-on-one, and I block a ball, and they're like, boo, it hit him. No, it didn't. And then this kid throws a ball, and it lands like a foot in front of my foot.
Yeah.
And I don't even move, don't even look at it because it wasn't close. And then I run and pick up another ball, get ready to throw it. And then I hear Joe just over the intercom goes, that's it, it's over. And I'm like, what's over? I turn and look at him, and he goes, the ref called that it hit you in the foot. And I'm like, and my eyes get super wide. I was like, are you serious? And I yelled that to him. And then I quickly just go, I'm not going to just get so upset in front of all these kids and like just be a bad, like whatever about it. I'm like, this is crazy. I was like, that's insane. I was like, the ball I blocked that they were like, oh, he's out on, that was closer than this ball that landed in front of me. I was like, it's not close. And then we just lose, and they get to go on to the championship round instead. And I'm like,
I'm starting to think
insane.
They had us leaders sign up for our roles. They should not have let us all sign up for our roles. They should have assigned who they thought should be refs.
Yeah.
because there was some bad refs out there.
You got to have confident refs.
Yeah, and and again, like what I was saying, they only had one ref on a lot of games.
Yeah.
So they're looking at one side, so they can't see what's happening on the other side, and you're gonna miss stuff. And I'm like, you need at least 2 refs, and all the refs should do.
Yeah.
Because I kept on seeing it when there's 2 refs on a game. Occasionally in the championship, they would all be looking just like wherever one ball is thrown, they'll look to the same side. I'm like, no, you look only at this half. You look only at this half and wait to see if someone gets hit.
Yeah, if anything hits them, then they're out. It doesn't matter who threw it.
Yeah, and that's what's so frustrating. I'm like, you're missing so much.
Yeah. And so, instead of having 3 people at the concession table that nobody did anything at, you should have had 2 of them be refs, and then, I don't know, we could have, and that all these people who did like parking and then aren't doing anything now, like come be refs. And I don't know, we could have just had so many more refs.
That was the big issue.
Like we had 4 in the championship. So let's do that.
Yeah. So Dodgeball didn't end well for us until next week and until last week. Both lost. And there's not going to be a next year because this is likely the end of my K-Life run.
The last dance.
Yeah, it really is. I'm waiting for the documentary to come out.
But you didn't even go dancing.
No.
Oh, yeah. Then we went to the losers bracket and we lost in the championship.
It's another pet peeve. I hate there was no 3rd place game. They had a championship for the losers bracket, but once we lost the first one of ours, it's like, well, you're done. I'm like, what's this? Like, at least let us play a 3rd place game.
Play it before the championship.
Yeah, so
game.
they made sure everybody know who got 5th place. So 5th and 6th and 1st and 2nd were decided.
Oh yeah,
but 3rd and 4th and 7th and 8th, no one cares.
We got
at
6th.
Yeah, so
nice.
Overall, Dodgeball was fun, even with the controversy.
Rigged.
The one other kind of highlight that I enjoy is when I'm throwing it, occasionally I can hear the other people are like, that guy's got an arm. And I'm like, yeah, watch out. And like each time I can kind of see the corner of my eye, they're trying to like wait to like throw it at me. And then I look at them and they like back up.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah,
that's
get away.
Great.
I can throw a lot harder than you can. Don't mess with me.
One kid said to me, why do you throw it so hard? And I'm like, what do you mean?
Why do you not throw it hard enough?
Yeah, throw it harder, kids.
Yeah. Have you ever played Magic the Gathering?
What do you think?
Kind of feel like you have.
I'm not a nerd, Samuel.
Okay, and I agree. But I went, so my friend Jordan, he was in town from Florida, and he also had a friend, Zach, who I also
Jack?
know.
Dude, Jordan and Zach know
Jordan's
Jack?
Miami, the one who had the 2 weddings.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 weddings,
Jordan. Yeah, and then Zach's from like Columbia, Jeff City kind of area, and he came down.
Never heard of that place.
I know, it's crazy. I don't know why you would hear about that.
I'm from there.
But anyways, we were all hanging out. Lauren was hanging out as well. Jordan has like a family farm. Farm's kind of a loose term. It's basically a ton of land that has like trails and a house on it and other stuff. But basically, we were having like a get together there. And at the end of the night, after we played some games, they're like, hey, you want to play Magic the Gathering? And I'm like, I've never played this. I feel like it'll be impossible to learn.
Yeah.
But they really wanted me to figure it out, both Zach and Jordan. So they kind of taught me how to play. And let's just say I'm undefeated.
Dang it.
Never lost. We only played 1 game, and they had to teach me a lot of what I was actually doing. But I obliterated them.
What's that game where you can trade like irons and ores and
You're thinking of Catan.
Catan, yeah.
Settlers of Catan.
Yeah, that's nerdy too.
That one, though, doesn't involve thousands of cards.
Yeah.
Because Magic, you can buy cards from different people or buy packs and open them. And then I found out the game is played with like 100 cards in your hand, and you have to like sort them, and like you can't have like any duplicates unless it's like specific. There's so much stuff. But basically, I think Jordan said he might get me a set for my birthday.
Is this the one where the people go in the park and they like act it out?
No. You're thinking of like
LARPing?
LARPing, yeah. This is like a nerdier version of Pokemon.
Is this the one where you like ride a broomstick and throw a ball through the hoop?
Yeah, that was it.
Quidditch.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of the more adult version of like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Ooh.
That's what Magic the Gathering is.
I have a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah. But it's an interesting game. It was kind of fun, but I feel like there still is a very big learning curve, and there's so much to it I don't have any idea about.
Well, I mean, you could do that, or
no. Wood. I want wood and sheep.
I don't know.
Catan or
no,
yeah.
All of them are nerdy.
But I could be the difference maker. I could be the non-nerdy one.
You know what's not nerdy?
Whatever you're about to say.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, Valentine's Day. Do you want to talk about Valentine's Day, Dane?
Valentine's Day was yesterday. We're recording on Saturday again.
Shout out.
And so Valentine's Day is, I'll talk to you guys about Dane's 2 times that he's done an actual thing on Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
Number 1 is the nice one, which was, I've only gone on one Valentine's Day date, and I was dating a girl back in the day. Lindsay knows.
Thanks
who
for clarifying.
Yeah, it was a girl. And I was like, man, I was like 21.
Oh, a youngin.
I was youngin. And being young, I was broke. I was broke.
Yeah.
And
now you're
so
hecka rich.
Now I'm so rich. No, I was broke then. And I was like, gosh, I don't have money for this Valentine's Day date. And I was like, but I got to take her out and do something. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do though. And I didn't want to tell her I was broke. She had to just guess. And so I was like, okay, well, I need to at least do like dinner and I can do a movie at home.
I'm going to let you finish the story.
Yeah.
I feel like you've talked about this story at some point, but
Probably.
I don't remember it. So that's why I want you to keep going.
But people don't remember it either.
Yeah. No one remembers.
So I was like, okay, I need to do dinner and a movie. And there was this place called Civil Kitchen here in town, right?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Is this the book one?
Yeah. So he said it right here. I sell my books. I'm in school at the time, and I sell my books. It's mid-February, February 14th, and we still have the rest of the semester to go. 3 months of the semester to go, and a month in, I'm like, I'm selling my books. Give me $50.
I still can't believe you did that.
And we went to Civil Kitchen. They had complimentary chocolate covered strawberries already there, and I was like, yep, I got it like that.
Complimentary.
Yeah.
Complimentary. Hey, buy our meals, and we'll give you a $2 chocolate covered strawberry.
That's fine. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, order whatever you want. And then she ordered something, and I was doing the math real quick, and I was like, oh boy.
Like, I will have a water.
I was
and
like,
some more chocolate covered strawberries for free, please.
I'll have your water and
all the free strawberries.
Original cheeseburger, nothing extra. That's what I want.
Yes.
And we made it out there for like $46 or something. And then we went home, and I had picked out a movie, especially, and I don't think I had any like
Brokeback.
No, it was not Brokeback Mountain.
Okay.
I think it was a Jesus movie, honestly.
The Passion of the Christ. Bold move.
I think it was The Case for Christ.
Okay.
Low key, which is awesome. And then, so then we watched that. And then, months later, me and that girl break up. So that's the one story. And then I tell you a story about a Valentine's Day that I had when I was an unbeliever.
Ooh. Can we put this on the pod?
Yeah.
Okay, do it.
Kind of. And so...
Edited version.
When I was like 18, right?
So young.
Me and my old hood rat friends, we were like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. None of us are dating anybody. Like, what should we do? And one of us had read about or heard about, I don't know what it was, that Hooters had buy one, get one free wings if you bring in a picture of your ex.
Okay. Wait, was it? I think it was you telling me.
I probably told you.
Okay,
about it.
I think I remember this. Yeah, off the pod. Yeah.
So you could buy one, get one free wings if you bring in a picture of your ex. And so I was like,
you should brought in a wild picture of this, like, I don't know.
Well, I brought in
Kate Upton or something.
Just photoshopped.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, it was much harder to Photoshop.
Yeah, that's true.
But so I bring in a picture of me and this girl. We never dated in high school, but we took a picture at prom together, and it looks like we're dating in the photo.
And then the waitress was her.
No.
She had a procedure.
No, we show up, me, my buddy, and a different buddy of ours show up, and I give the waitress this photo, and she goes, "Did this girl break your heart?" And I said, "Sure." And she said, "That B word."
Oh.
And then cut it in half. And I was like, oh. And she goes, "Yeah, if you wanted to, we could have shredded it in the back. Or if you had brought a lighter, we could have burned it in the parking lot." And I was like, "You guys didn't put that on the website. I would have brought a lighter."
Did you propose at that moment? You're like, "I love you."
I don't know who this lady was, but no, this was Hooters like thing. And
yeah.
And so I was like, this is crazy. And that was the first and only time I've ever been to Hooters. And the other two guys brought in pictures of their ex, and they kind of did the same thing. And I was like, this is crazy. And
I've been in one of those one time.
Yeah.
And I
Hooters?
got a to-go order, and I felt very awkward the whole time. I'm please, I just want the wings. And then I left very fast. I don't know how many to-go orders there are at that establishment.
I don't know. Like I said, I was in there as an unbeliver. Like I wasn't following Jesus yet.
Yeah, this was like 3 years ago.
No. Oh, for you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But it's, that's the only time I've done something Valentine's, usually what I do is I watch the movie Valentine's Day.
Ooh, with the iconic actress Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
yes.
Taylor Swift, yes. And all kinds of other actors in it and actresses. Like, there's a bunch of stars in it, actually. They all come together and collab for it. But this year, I looked it up, and the only way I could find it was on Amazon Prime for $3.50. And I was like, I'm not paying $3.50 to rent a movie.
You don't have Amazon Prime?
No, I do. It was like you had to buy it still.
I thought, what?
They have movies included with Prime, and then they have like newer releases or older movies that they just kind of selectively are like, hey, this is going to cost $3. This is $7. And so it's not technically my Amazon Prime account.
So you could have just bought it. They would have noticed.
It's Daniel Reed's parents' account. So
it's like, what's this $3.50 charge for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, that's happened before. And so I was like, I don't want to do that to them. And so I was like, I'm not going to watch that. And so I went over to Netflix and tried to look it up on there. And I found one of my favorite movies of all time. And I watched that movie instead.
What does it start with?
A.
Second letter?
B.
Is the third letter C?
O.
ABO. Abolitionist.
U.
About Mary.
Yep. Nope. About's the first word.
Okay, about.
Second, and there's only 2 words.
Okay.
The second word starts with a T.
About
I. M.
Tim. About Tim.
E.
About time.
Yep.
Is that a movie?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of that?
No.
It's legit the saddest movie, like joyful and saddest movie I've ever seen.
And you just watch this every Valentine's Day?
No, like I've seen it before, and Valentine's Day wasn't available this year, so I watched this one instead. I haven't seen it in a while, and
is that why you were late today? Because you're still crying, recovering from last night?
No, I watched this movie for the first time like probably 5 or 6 years ago because this girl that I had like a major crush on.
The Hooters one?
No, okay, no. No, this is a girl I had a major crush on, and we were like best friends for like 3 years. It didn't work out and stuff like that. We almost went out 2 different times, and then she asked me out, and then it just didn't work out.
Yep.
But so she suggested this movie to me before, like I still had a huge crush on her, and she didn't know I had a huge crush on her. So I watched the movie because she said that the main character reminded her of me, and I was like, okay, which turns out he's just redheaded. But basically, spoiler alert now.
Spoiler alert. It's about time.
Yeah, if you guys don't want the spoilers, don't listen for the next like 30 seconds. But so basically, this father and son. Oh, are you going to watch it?
No.
Yeah.
I put my hands over my headphones, which means nothing. Because I can still hear every word.
This father and son are growing up in, well, the father is already grown up. The son's growing up. It's his 21st birthday. He has this like New Year's Eve party a couple days after his birthday, and he epically fails with this girl to kiss her at midnight and stuff like that. And he's like, that's so dumb. And the father goes, well, I need to tell you something. There's something that the men in our family have always been able to do our entire lives, and it's we can time travel, but only back in time and only to times that we've experienced. We can't go back in time and like kill Hitler.
Can they go? Oh wait, so they can go back in time, but you can't go back to the spot you were just at?
You can go back to the spot where you're just at, yes.
Okay, so you can go forward in time, but it's just back to your normal spot.
Yeah, just back to where we are currently. So time keeps moving forward, right? You can go back to anything you've experienced, and that's it. So first one, he thinks his father's crazy, but he tries it, goes back to the New Year's Eve party, kisses the girl, and that's cool, but doesn't end up with her. Then a different girl he has a crush on comes along, and she stays with him and his sister and his parents for the summer. He has a big crush on her, doesn't work out. He goes back in time to try to make it work out, never works out. And he says that's when he learns that you can go back in time as many times as you can, but you still can't make somebody love you. And I was like, that's crazy. And then he moves to London, but starts to become a lawyer. He goes to like this underground like
railroad.
No, I don't know what it is. It's like a bar and like grill, but it's like pitch black. Like you can't see anything.
Yeah.
And they sit him down with 2 girls, him and his buddy, and then they talk, blah, blah, blah. Come out of there. He meets this girl named Mary, and he really likes her.
There's something about Mary.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good movie too.
Yeah.
But he goes off, and then his roommate, who's a playwright, was supposed to have his play open that night, epically fails. So he goes back in time to like make sure he helps him out. Mm-hmm. But in doing so, it alters the time, so he never meets Mary that same night. So then she meets some other dude and ends up dating him. But then he goes back in time to when she would have met that dude at a party a couple nights earlier and meets her instead. So now they start dating, and then they keep dating, and then they get married, and he still like keeps going back in these times and like fixing things. And then the next key thing that happens is he has a kid. And he goes, okay, this is cool. And then his sister gets in a car accident because of her boyfriend. And so then he goes back in time to make sure that she would never meet this boyfriend, and goes forward in time and is like, wait, my daughter is now a boy, like not transitioned, but like he's like, what happened? And then he asks his dad, like, hey, why did my daughter all of a sudden is like a boy that we've always had now? And he goes, well, like when you go back in time, you change like the certain, I don't know how to say this in like a easy way.
Yeah.
Like the certain thing that chooses the gender of the boy or a girl with the baby.
Wait, I thought they had the baby and then the girl was in the car accident.
Well, she was dating this boy before the baby. So he goes back to before the baby to make sure that his sister never meets the boyfriend.
So she died. And then
no, she didn't die. She was just really hurt, and he got really upset about it. And he goes, I want to make sure this never happened to her and that she doesn't date bad guys. So it goes back like 2 years.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
So then he goes forward, and it changed like the reality of what he had. And he goes, no, I didn't want my kids to change. Like, that's crazy.
So then did he go back and let her meet the guy?
Well, so yeah. So he goes and asks his dad, he goes, like, what's this all about? He goes, well, when you change that moment, now everything is all different, and it changes like which sperm gets to the egg faster. We're all adults here.
Yeah.
And so then he goes, so that's the big secret I forgot to tell you, is that once you have a kid, you can't go back before the kid after that. He goes, or else you'll have a completely different kid. He goes, okay, so I can't go back before that now. So he lets the sister get into the car accident, but tells her she needs to break up with the guy. She does. Finally starts dating his good friend, and now she's on a good track. And so then they have a second kid. Now he can't go back before that time. And then they're getting ready to have a third kid, and the father, his dad, is diagnosed with cancer, and like really advanced cancer, and is getting ready to die. But he's also getting ready to have a kid. And so time keeps going forward, and then he finally is like, hey, I'm going to have a kid, Dad. And he goes back in time to when he would play ping pong with his dad, and he tells his dad, like, hey, this is actually the last time we're going to be able to do this. And he goes, oh, are you at the point where I eventually die? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, well, and he goes, you're about to have a kid too, huh? And he goes, yeah, our third. So I can't go back before that, or else we'll have a different kid. So I either have to let go of my third kid or let go of my dad. Basically, he has to choose. And so he lets go of his dad, and then he starts to realize, like throughout the movie, that he goes, like going back in time and changing all these things were really cool, but honestly, his dad teaches him this lesson, like you should live like a normal day, that your entire normal day, with all the like annoying things and the complexities, and then you should live it again and notice all the small, really joyful things. And he starts to have a lot of fun with that, which is cool. But then he says, I wanted to take you one step further, and actually, I just don't think I ever want to time travel again. I just want to live every day as if I should observe these normal, everyday joys and for the rest of my life. And then that's how it ends. And so, like, the choice between like him and his dad, that's really sad. And then honestly, for me, the kids of his are redheaded and curly haired and things like that. And I was like, oh man, those would be like my kids.
Let's go.
So it makes me sad. And so, yeah.
I was just going to say, for anyone out there, leave a comment in the comment section on how long Dane's 1 minute summary was.
1 minute and 30 seconds. That's what I'm calling. So that's it. That's all I did. Also, it's going to be cold. Also, snowy this week.
Sorry. Oh, man. That really grinds. Like, why is it right here? Why is it here? Why is it grinds my gears already? Well, we decided to switch up the order a little bit, and now we're doing grinds our gears right after updates of the week.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of
better.
Turn it, the spin around a little bit. Yeah. That's what we're doing right now. So what grinds my gears? It's Red Panda.
That doesn't make any sense.
Do you know Red Panda?
Is that like Red 40?
No. Do you know of the lady who rides a unicycle and throws bowls on her head?
Yeah. Did you tell me that? Yeah, you said she's coming to Missouri State.
Yeah, she did. She did come to Missouri State. And it's kind of crazy because she's gone to multiple NBA arenas that are like sold out, huge college basketball games. And then on a Tuesday night or Wednesday night in Springfield, Missouri, she's at Missouri State University in front of a booming 2,500 fans. give or take.
Maybe.
Yeah, not a lot. But again, Missouri State is very bad at basketball this year. We somehow are winning this game at half
every year,
and then everybody was starting to get like excited. Like there's kind of like a hush, like a murmur, like what's happening, what's happening, what's happening. And all of a sudden, we see her. She appears out of the darkness, and she gets on her unicycle, and she just starts riding around. And like this unicycle is probably 10 feet high. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
And then she starts putting bowls on her feet, and then she throws them from her feet, and then they land on her head. And she does one, and then she does two, and then she does 3 bowls at once, and then she does 4 bowls at once. So she somehow catches. And then they're like, "Hey, she's like undefeated. Like she never messes up." She wins and the game. Then in Springfield, Missouri, on a Wednesday night, cold night, by the way,
in front of Samuelson,
in front of me, until next week podcast, who's filming this, she dropped one of the bowls when she tried to get 5 on her head, and then,
oh no, I broke it.
You click this button, and this button, and this button. Okay, do you want to click it?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That flowed really well. And then she's like, I'm going to do it again. And she tried to put 5 bowls on her head, and she again messed up. And then...
Hey, pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
And then the third time's the charm, right?
Right.
Wrong. She messed up a third time. And we're just like, we don't want to play the second half of basketball until you get all 5 bowls on your head, just like we deserve. And finally, on the 4th try, she did it.
She's not taking it seriously is what it is.
I know. You could tell she was frustrated.
Yeah.
Like, I think she released a statement the next day, hey, I have retired from this bowl flipping. Missouri State was too difficult on me.
Yeah, too big of an audience.
This is it. And then also it didn't help that I posted this on TikTok or fails, and it got millions and millions and millions of views.
Did it really?
No, okay. I did not do that. I thought about it briefly, but I'm like, that probably wouldn't be nice. Just showing all her fails.
True, not nice.
Yeah. But that's what kind of grinded my gears. The Red Panda was not perfect, but on the bright side, she did persevere and she did accomplish the task after 4 times.
Yeah, well, bright side.
Yes, Mr.
Brightside.
Yeah.
The bright side. The Chiefs lost.
Oh.
Yes.
And that grinds your gears?
No, the Chiefs fans still grind my gears.
Oh, okay.
Guys, they're just, it's not their fault. They couldn't do this. Patrick Mahomes, I mean, what should we just give them a crown?
Which personal friend is it that sounded like that?
Dude, all of them. I went to work the next day, and I'm sitting there, and I'm it was weird because it felt like a secret community of people who were anti-Chiefs fans were walking up to each other like, hey, so did you see the game? And then they're like, legit, we're whispering. Nobody's talking all morning. And then into the afternoon, still people are silent. And it's like anti-Chiefs people were walking up. It felt like, hey, you're an ally. Let me come talk to you.
Were they in like sackcloth and ashes?
It kind of felt like it.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, wow, the flippin' Chiefs are affecting the mood of my entire workplace. And if we can be talking aloud and things like that, one guy comes up to me and goes, hey, so and we're kind of looking around and he goes, so what'd you think of the game? And I was like, oh man, what did I think of the game? I think a lot of things of the game, but we're gonna get that in the sports segment.
Is that what you told him when he asked you?
Yeah, I was like, listen to our sports segment of our next episode, which comes out next Monday. So yeah, he's gonna not listen, but he might listen. And so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Chiefs fans grind my gears, and so I'm gonna get into what I think of the game in our next segment.
You could have been optimistic, and you're like, hey guys, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
3 years from now, you maybe could be going for a 3-peat.
Yeah.
So just wait 3 years, and there's a chance you could be going for a 3-peat at that moment.
Aaron Nelson, our salt company director.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yep.
No, he goes, well, we're still better than the Cowboys. I was like, no, the Cowboys have a better draft pick now, so you guys are not better than the Cowboys.
And also the Travis Kelce, he might not be there anymore, but we shouldn't talk about this yet because we are now it's time because now we're in sports talk where we talk about football, obviously, baseball in the future, basketball, maybe, but definitely never, not at all, soccer. And did you see what we did there? We did grind my gears before sports talk, and we're also going to try to limit our sports talk rants to give or take 5 minutes.
Give or take 50 minutes.
It's 3:01 right now as we're recording. So 3:06 we're being cut off. Quick hits for me. Dodgeball and the Chiefs. Yes, I already talked about dodgeball, but it's true. It is true that every year that I win Dodgeball, the Chiefs win a Super Bowl.
That's true.
Because 2 years ago, I did it, the Chiefs did it. Last year, I did it, the Chiefs did it. This year, I'm first. You heard it here first. I was going to win, but I'm like, I can't risk it. So I intentionally lost.
You threw it for the greater good.
I threw it.
Yeah,
so then that way, the Eagles were able to beat the Chiefs. So I just wanted to point that out, that I am the reason the Chiefs win or lose the Super Bowl.
Samuel's a selfless man.
Yeah. Next year, it's be crazy. They won't be allowed to play.
That's true.
At all. Like
they
the
won't make the
season.
playoffs.
Yeah, because I won't be doing Dodgeball. So nothing will happen at all. There won't be a yes or a no. It'll just be nothing.
Wow, Chiefs won't make the playoffs. You heard it here first.
Big NA. Anyways, besides that, Aaron Rodgers, he is going to be moving on from the Jets. Technically, quote unquote, they're moving on from him, but at the same time, no one really expected him to still be there.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see what happens.
I heard an interesting idea of the Rams would trade Matthew Stafford to I can't remember. To the Giants, I think.
Okay.
To the Giants, and then they would sign Aaron Rodgers because this is going to be kind of a
transitionary time as they try to get a young guy.
Kind of a retooling, if you will, because they're going to trade Cooper Kupp, they say, to the Cowboys. And then, JK, we don't need him, but there's some people who are saying that.
Yeah.
But they're going to trade Cooper Kupp, and then they have Puka Nacua, and they need to get younger and have younger guys on the roster. And so they would trade Matthew, get off the contract, get picks back in return, and then they'd bring in Aaron Rodgers, who needs kind of an image rebuild and see if he's got anything left.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? This was technically like the worst year of his career.
Oh, yeah.
But his passer rating was still like 89.
Better than Mahomes?
I think Mahomes was a little bit higher. I looked the other day because I like jumping in those Facebook comment sections and people be like, he needs to retire. So I don't like to just be like, no, you're wrong. I like to come with facts. So I pointed out that he did have a higher passer rating than I think Dak Prescott, CJ Stroud, and like a few others.
Of course.
I like how you disagree with Dak Prescott.
That's the only one I disagree with.
And again, he was slightly below league average with the passer rating.
Yes.
He was like 89. I think the average was like 91, give or take. But with this, he also had a top 10 worst offensive line in football.
Yeah.
So if you have a horrible offensive line, your passer rating is going to be lower. He's coming off of a horrible injury, missed a year.
True.
So
Achilles.
all those things considered, if he's on a different team with a better offensive line, I think he'll have a good bounce back year, even at age 41 or age 42. I think he still has 1 or 2 years left of him to try to do something.
I mean, honestly, the Jets were a good, constructed team where it's like they have a good running back, 2 good receivers, if they have a good enough tight end. And then it's like, if you just could run the ball, that would open up pass game for Aaron Rodgers a lot.
Who was their running back?
Breece Hall.
Okay, so good guy, but there's no offensive line.
No, yeah. So if you don't have offensive line, it's really hard to run the ball anyways.
Yeah.
And then it's really hard to hold up in pass protection. And the trenches is where everything is won, hence the Super Bowl.
Yep. I don't have anything else to say to keep it kind of brief, but you can go on here for your sports talk.
Yeah, so ding dong, the witch is dead. So
again, third time, fourth time, fifth time, mentioning the Chiefs, I'm assuming?
Yeah. So the Chiefs are the witch, and they lost because they couldn't, I said this. Didn't I say this last week? What's the formula for the Chiefs losing? And then it happened.
The refs didn't do their job.
Well, the refs didn't do their job for number one. And then number two is I said if you can get pressure with 4 and get home and you can have a competent secondary, Mahomes looks like a bum, pedestrian.
Didn't they put pressure with 3?
Yeah, they did on one of them.
That's crazy.
So in the first half, the Eagles had a higher pressure rate than Mahomes had completion percentage. That's tough.
Yeah.
And so that's the biggest thing is that they were rushing 4 and getting insane pressure, which is key. Same thing the Buccaneers did with Brady. And then they held up in the back end, Cooper DeJean, pick 6. And then also to couple with that, the Eagles, obviously Steve Spagnuolo said, we only want to stop Saquon Barkley. Saquon was 25 rushes for 57 yards.
Yeah.
And so they kind of did. But Jalen Hurts got whatever he wanted. He needs the credit because he played phenomenal football and was checking it down, had great passes down the field, touchdown to Devontae Smith. That was chef's kiss. And then here's the big picture, though.
Yep.
So they did not beat the Chiefs. They spanked the Chiefs. It was
so bad.
They said, come here, young boys, and go stand in the corner where you belong. And so that's what I'm saying is, Tom Brady lost all 3 of his Super Bowls by a combined 15 points.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes has lost 2 Super Bowls by over 40 points.
But, okay, I don't think you can really blame Patrick Mahomes with how much the guys were getting on him, like, immediately.
Well,
like that, it is a combination.
Sure.
It is some of him, but the amount of times, like the one where he lost against Brady, he was getting beat up nonstop, and he was throwing it to guys.
Yeah, same thing.
He did that diving throw, hit the guy in the face mask in the end zone, and he didn't catch it. Like
and DeAndre Hopkins in this Super Bowl had a drop, but also Patrick's throwing it straight at Travis Kelce's feet. And
there were bad passes. He could have done better, but also just the whole team looked awful.
Yeah, I mean, he should have had 3 picks. He had a strip sack on him too, and then when we start talking about the GOAT conversation, you see Brady when he has gotten down 28-3. He walked around and told his guys, we just need to get one. And you just see Mahomes kind of making that face that's become a meme now.
Yeah.
And he's not rallying his guys. And then you start looking at it, you're like, oh, so Mahomes has done exactly what Brady did in the first half of his career, went 3-2 in 5 Super Bowls. And so now they've kind of done the same thing. So now all Mahomes needs to do is do exactly that in the next half of his career, the next 7 years of his career.
Yeah.
But he needs to actually win another Super Bowl on top of that. And so he's got a huge dent, and he's 0-2 against Tom Brady, and he's been blown out in both of his Super Bowl losses.
Okay, but with against the Brady thing, one of those things, they should have won that first game, and it was the Chiefs should have beat the Patriots. It was where the Chiefs guy was like 2 minutes left, and they got the turnover, but he lined up off sides, so then they end up getting like the first down.
And they were still doing that in this Super Bowl.
Yeah, so that like literally, they should have won that one. And then the one in the Super Bowl, they got blown out, but the first time was just stupid.
Well, and Brady should have won all 3 of his losses.
Yeah,
because
hey, put some respect on Eli Manning's name.
Well, it took a David Tyree helmet catch to beat him.
Okay, but let's be honest. Then maybe he shouldn't have won the one against the I always want to say Mariners, but it's the Seahawks where they didn't run the ball. So it goes both ways.
Yeah,
like he should not have won that one.
It goes a little bit both ways.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Whenever Brady had his losses, he was super competitive and in it to the very end and rose to the occasion. And then Mario Manningham, insane catch to beat him. And then in the loss to the Eagles in 2017 that he threw for 505 yards.
Yeah.
And his offense had 500 or had over 600 yards of total offense. His defense couldn't stop Nick Foles. And so,
who was the backup quarterback?
Yeah, who was the backup that year quarterback. And it took the Philly special.
The Eagles did have Jesus on their side that year.
Yeah,
there was a lot of Christians on that team.
So it's funny just that in order to beat Brady, you had to have these miraculous plays and like iconic plays.
Yeah.
And then Mahomes just gets taken to the woodshed for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I saw something where, again, Mahomes lost his 2 big playoff games against Brady, and then Brady's on the mic when he loses another Super Bowl.
Brady was giddy the whole fourth quarter.
The whole time. And he casually said something earlier because they're like, man, Mahomes is getting down early in the first. And it's like, you probably know something about that, Brady. And he's like, yeah, my first 9 Super Bowls, I did not do good in the first quarter. But then the 10th one, I had a good first quarter. And just casually, my first 9 Super Bowls.
Yeah, and my first, you got to bring that up. Well, in my 28-3 comeback, I was never down this big again.
It will be interesting, though, to see. I don't think they can just be like, well, this solidifies Brady's the GOAT, because no, it doesn't, because Mahomes is 30. Brady did not get his 4th Super Bowl until age, I think, 38.
Solidify?
37 or 38.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that Mahomes could still easily pass him in a lot of stuff.
Solidify? I say no. Like, it's not like a for sure.
Yeah.
But Mahomes took a huge dent to his GOAT conversation here.
Yeah.
Because he would have been at 4 Super Bowls right now, and if he had three-peated, people would have been like, okay.
I mean, right there, it could have been like, oh, he's
maybe we got to talk about it at least. If he three-peats, Brady never did that. But now it's like, okay, well, now you got to win. He's had 3 Super Bowls, so he's got to win 4 more Super Bowls, go back to it 5 more times, and I mean,
you don't have. You don't have to go back to this if you don't win.
That's just the tie, Brady.
But this is the dumb thing, though, because then if you go to basketball conversation, like, oh, we don't care that LeBron went to the championship 10 years in a row. It only matters if you win.
Yeah, well,
so you can't say just go to the Super Bowl, because otherwise,
well, neither of them are perfect though.
Yeah,
but then the ultimate one for me is head to head. Mahomes was 0-2 against.
But again, he was still pretty
there,
pretty
sure.
pretty young in all those games. He was like mid-20s.
And Brady was 44.
44, but with like so much experience and all that.
Yeah.
And with quarterbacks, you can be older.
Yeah,
So
he was
it's a little
44 and won the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens, but this was our 10-minute version of 5 minutes of sports talk, unless you have anything else.
No, that's basically it.
Okay, sweet. We have our main segment now. We still don't have a drop. Sorry, Allie Hoopy. But we decided to try something a little bit different. Back in speech class in high school, we would have extra credit assignments where we would go in front of class and the teacher would choose one word out of the dictionary and you would give a minute speech with no context on that one word. And if you did it, you got extra credit. And I think we're going to try to do that here in our new potential segment, Random Rants. Do.
Random Rants
Yes.
with Rambunctious Samuel and Rad Dane.
No, not racist. Rad Dane.
No,
Yep.
Michael Fuller's a racist.
Oh, gosh. But yeah, Random Rants. We'll probably do maybe like 2 topics each. And the other person doesn't know what they're going to be given. All they know is they got to give a speech. And we can go right here on the timer.
Oh, we have a timer. Yeah, okay.
You can kind of see. So
I was
that
going to
way,
pull up a timer.
that way both people can kind of see what's happening. But do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I'll go second. I mean, I'll go first for the rant. Like, you give me the rant first.
Okay. So we're going to start here in 5 seconds. And I guess I'll give you a few seconds to prepare.
Yeah, let's...
Your random rant for 1 minute
yeah.
is going to be on Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, okay.
Yes.
I got a few ideas. I'm thinking about it.
You'll start on the 50-50. Start in 5 seconds.
Okay.
You got this. Here we go.
Let me tell you about something that is not only delicious but also nutritious. And some people might be telling you, some Chinese propaganda might be telling you that Mountain Dew is not good for you. But let me tell you something. It's got absorbic acid in it. It's got orange juice in it. And by orange juice, what does orange juice do? It's vitamin C. So it's building up your immune system so that you can fight the world. You can fight the viruses that are going on in your body. And then you could go conquer the world. You can be the one who becomes the CEO of your new company. You can be the one who runs for president. You can be the person that puts the fascist regimes to end, all because you started drinking the delicious nectar from the Lord Jesus Christ, Mountain Dew.
18 seconds
And so what we're talking about here is not just a thing that is delicious. It also brings you immunity like none other. Do you want to be somebody who's always sick and is always going, achoo, oh no, I'm sick, I'm throwing up now? No, you want to be somebody who goes and gets it done. Drink Mountain Dew.
That was good. That was good.
That was ridiculous.
I was going to say, if you talked a little bit slower, you wouldn't have had to say so much.
Oh, no.
There you go.
If I talk faster, it's more galvanizing.
Okay. I'm ready whenever you are.
You're ready.
Oh, no.
You're ready.
Why are you laughing already?
I'm not laughing. You're laughing. Your random rant is going to be on...
Yeah. I'm waiting.
Feminism.
Oh, my word. Why? Why is it this? I'll start here in like 5 seconds.
You can start at 30.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Here we go.
Ready?
Right about now.
Feminism. Can I get the country of origin? Okay, United States. Good. Can you spell that for me? Yes, I can. F-E-M-I-N-I-S-M. Feminism. Yes. Okay, that is correct. Yes, I know that was correct because I can spell accurately all the time. Feminism is something that is very important today, and also myself. Without feminism, we would not have women in this world. and that's important to remember. Like when you're going on your day-to-day lives, like feminism is who we are as a society. I'd like to say that I am a feminist, and you are too. You told me right before we started this podcast, you went on and on and on, like, hey, I am the leader of feminism. Without me, femininity would die. And I'm glad that you are actually the leader of feminism in our society. And I just ran out of time. I'm sorry.
I can tell you had a lot more to say.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I give you Mountain Dew.
I don't know what you in the country of origin has to do with feminism.
Yeah,
or
I was at the spelling bee at first.
Or you spelling it. Yeah.
No. It just has to be a speech about feminism.
I guess.
Yeah.
True.
So,
and I am a feminist. I believe men and women should have equal rights.
Yeah. Okay. So next topic for you. again, I gave you a good one the first time, and I should have gave you a harder one the second time.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to have you explain to the world for 1 minute on why your favorite, or on why you think Dez actually did not catch it. Sorry.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so a minute speech on why Dez did not catch it. So you can start here in like 3 seconds.
Okay. Here we go.
Go.
Okay, so some of you out there might be what we call Cowboys fans. You might be the best people in the world. You might be people who love Jerry Jones. You might be somebody who's been rooting for the Cowboys your entire lives. There's a guy, a young man, in fact, who used to watch the Cowboys games with his dad, and he's cherished it for his entire life and has taught him more about character growth than anything else has in this entire world. That young man's name is Dane Biesmeyer. And now, do you want to be like Dane Biesmeyer? Do you want to be the guy who is delusional at all your parties? Do you want to be the guy that's always like, this is our year, which it might be our year, but then also, do you want to be the guy who dang it, I don't want to say this part, next part, but gets cancer?
Oh my word.
Then you should say that that Dez caught it, because if you think that Dez caught him, you're an absolute lunatic. You're up there with the great leaders in the world who have promoted fascism. I'm talking Mussolini, I'm talking Hitler, I'm talking about whoever the Japanese leader was at the time. And here's the thing. Whenever I think of crazy people, I think of Cowboys fans.
Wow. That was good.
That was over.
I was like, are you going to ever bring up the point of Dez not catching it? I'm like,
I brought it up once.
I know. I was like, I don't know if he's going to say it or not. Originally, I was going to say Jason Kelsey for you. But then after the first one, I'm like, I got to think of something.
Something
try
crazy.
to stump you a little more, because I gave you the softball one and then you gave me feminism. And I'm like, I don't even really know what it is.
Samuel sees feminism as a burden.
That's not, you heard my speech. You heard everything I thought about it. I did not have much else to say.
You want to know your next one?
Yeah, I guess so.
Your next one is going to be Shepard Reed.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't need a lot of time to prepare, because his name's actually Shepard Thomas Reed. Yes,
so true.
Shepard Thomas Reed. I saw a photo shoot this day. Yes, the day we were recording, where he was held high above the heads of Lindsey Reed and Daniel Reed,
like
which
Simba.
means he is truly their overlord, because he's over both of them. And he is the glue that is keeping all, I'm not just saying their marriage, all marriages together.
All marriages.
Because Shepard Thomas Reed entered this world, anything is possible.
Whoa.
Especially for the kingdom, which is so important. Shepard Thomas Reed, he had many doubters going into his birth. Some of those doubters were like, hey, no, he should be known as Adolf. And I'm like, no, that's crazy. That's ridiculous. Like, why would someone of that perfection be named something so horrible? And I had to continually mention to these individuals, like, no. That is not the way. He is not the Antichrist. He is not our Lord. I don't want to go He's not our Lord, but he will follow our Lord. So I'm just very grateful for Shepard Thomas Reed in our life. When did I start this?
20.
Was that a minute? Okay,
there.
well, that's a minute.
A lot of those characteristics sounded like you were describing Jesus. You were like, he is perfection. I'm like,
Hey, I got there. I pointed out that he's going to follow our Lord. He is not our Lord, but he is the overlord of Daniel and Lindsey Reed.
He does dictate their schedules. They wake up every 3 hours to feed him now.
Yeah.
And he just sits there and poops his pants.
We're still talking Shepard?
I mean, a little both.
Yeah, okay.
Lindsay pooped her pants once.
Man. Honestly, that one better. I like that one more.
That one was ridiculous. Well, yeah, Shepard instead of feminism.
That was easier.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was good.
It was a lot easier.
Okay, so if you like that, let us know. We can we'll probably do this either way for a few weeks, kind of see how it goes. There's some other ideas on segments we're thinking of testing out, and if you have any other ideas for segments, let us know in the comments section, and we might be able to add those in the following weeks.
I have an idea.
That it's time to pull over.
It's time for you. Is that the police in the rearview mirror? No, it's not. This is something you need to listen to. Is that like an officer trying to chase you down? No, this is just the greatest news you hear every week, except for the gospel. This is Dane's Manifesto. Welcome back to Dane's Manifesto.
Part 51.
Part 51. We've been doing this for almost 2 months now. This is crazy. Or no.
That's not the right math.
We've been doing this
almost
a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Next week will be 1 year of Dane's Manifesto.
2 months.
You guys are going to... I just was like, 60 days. Yay. So... If you listen to us every day, it'll be 60 days of Dane's Manifestos. So we're actually going to be coming back to you guys with a new segment. I want to beat other people.
Yeah, that's our new segment. I want to beat other people.
It's going to be something about Samuel's manifesto, but not his manifesto. It's going to be something different. A Samuel-themed segment. We haven't thought of the idea yet. But Samuel's segment is
I have some ideas, yeah. It won't be a manifesto of sorts, but it will be
something you want to do.
Just because you're just like, hey, Dan's manifesto, hey, verse of the week, hey, all this other stuff, and then I just don't get to talk anymore.
Yeah, I talk a lot.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like we both do like the first 3 segments or 4 segments, and then the last 2 are just me. So yeah, we need something for you. So this week's Dane's Manifesto is all about what the heck is Valentine's Day all about? Because it happened yesterday. So how did we even get Valentine's Day? So I looked it up on a place that I read often. It's called gotquestions.org.
St. Valentine.
Yeah. Well, I know, but we're explaining it.
Okay.
And so this says that we got Valentine's. The first Valentine was posted around 1806. Almost 1 billion Valentine's Day cards are sent every year on or near February 14th, with females purchasing 85% of the cards. That's crazy. Then this is second only to the number of Christmas cards sent. The history is somewhat murky as to how Valentine's Day came to be now what we know and celebrate. But St. Valentine served in the 3rd century Rome. Emperor Claudius decided that single men would make better soldiers if they were single instead of married. Therefore, Claudius banned soldiers from being married. One version of the story of Valentine's Day, story, is that Valentine continued to perform weddings of young soldiers who were in love, and Claudius had Valentine imprisoned. While in prison, Valentine reportedly fell in love with his jailer's daughter. Valentine sent her a card and signed it, "Love, your Valentine." Another version is that Claudius defied the Valentine defied Claudius by helping Christians escape the torture of the Romans. So St. Valentine, was a Christian, and he performed these Christian ceremonies and these, just covenants before the Lord, because they still wanted to get married and do it in the way that is honoring to the Lord. And so they would go to St. Valentine, and he would marry them in secret, and then they would be fruitful and multiply, like the Bible tells us to do. And so what we're saying is that Valentine's Day, it seems cheesy and corny and overly romantic and overly commercialized, and maybe it is here in the United States, but the origins have somewhat Christian origins. And so it's kind of cool when you start thinking about it, because ultimately, who is our Valentine? Who has written us the most love letters?
Shepherd Thomas Reed.
No.
Oh, sorry. I was confused again.
I was going for Jesus Christ. The Bible, because the Bible is one big love letter to Jesus, and so, or about God and about Jesus, telling us all about God. And so it's really cool. And so Valentine's Day is cool. Don't see it as bad if you are single and sad and things like that. And don't see it as like just this romantic holiday. If you are like in a relationship, see it as something that's also like, how can we point this to Christ? Like maybe it's not overtly now about Jesus, but we can still say who has the ultimate form of love. Jesus always does. So Dane's Manifesto this week was part of the sermon of the week. So boom, that was part 51 of the 50 million week episode of Dane's Manifesto.
I think we'll just go straight into it. Here's our joke with Jack.
What do you call a man without a body and without a nose? Nobody knows.
It's the worst ever.
That was better. That was better than some of them.
No, they're all bad. Bring back the ones about Alvaro.
Nobody knows. No, don't. That was a bad month.
Remember when he hated Alvaro?
Those were some rough weeks.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Jack, you need to do something for Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, which is April.
Shout out. Oh, wait. Sure. If you remember this, do a month of those jokes.
Everybody needs to wear orchid that month and send me gifts.
Gifts or gifts?
Yes.
Yes on both. Yes on both. Besides that, we do have some Spotify responses from episode 111. Jack, of course, he was the first one in there. He put, I heard Dane's grades in high school were so bad that he couldn't play sports if he didn't get them up. Illiterate and unathletic. I guess Lindsay Reed wins.
That sounds something like propaganda from Lindsay Reed, because Lindsay was unathletic and I have a 3.5, Dane, blah, blah, blah. I was eligible. Let's go.
And he is still an eligible bachelor for all you ladies out there. Allie Hoopy put, I don't know why I thought Dane's perfect Valentine's Day would include something normal, like a heart-shaped pizza or something. Turns out it includes a bank heist.
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember that. I would eat the pizza, though, too.
Yep. Joshua Schmitz of the Man Wagon podcast, he put, about time for the Bad Decisions draft. I've only been waiting 110 weeks for it. Number one pick should have been not getting this draft done sooner. Gosh.
Dang it, Joshua.
Angela Birdwell put, something that has not been a big regret is listening to this podcast.
Nice.
Funny and lighthearted, even about serious things. Good work, guys.
Good work, Samuel.
Thank you, Angela. And then Nathan. Nathan. He put, given that relationships are like driving in that it requires a license to legally do either, if dating took a permit, also like driving, do you think you'd pass the dating permit test?
Absolutely not.
Also, what is something you've done in a relationship that would probably qualify for a ticket?
Oh, man. Let me think here. Trying to think of something that's like crazy, but not too crazy. And, something that would qualify for a ticket. I do think that people should be given permits for dating. And, and you have to be at least 18 to get one. That's I'm on board for that.
But what would qualify you for this ticket?
Something that I did that's crazy? I don't know. Maybe befriended their parents. I always befriend their parents. Let me think. Ooh, got it. So this was something I did in high school. And so there was a girl I kind of dated in high school. Lindsay's gonna be like, fact check, blah blah blah. I'm like, we like kind of talked on and off, but the way we talked on and off, this is kind of crazy. So I dated this girl who was a tennis player. I played tennis in high school. She was the girls' number one player.
Would you say she was a tennis out of 10? That's 10 out of 10. Tennis out of
I don't
tennis.
rate women,
Sorry.
Samuel.
It was a tennis joke.
Dang it. No. So we like met at one of our tennis camps, and we were playing and blah, blah. We stayed after and played some more, not just me and her, but like other people. And then she goes, hey, can I get your number sometime? I want to like just hit around with you sometime if you want to. And I was like, for sure. Yeah. Gave her my number, and I go home, and she texted me and said, how are you going to take my number and not text me? And I'm like, oh. I say, enchanté. And so then we start like talking and like going on like dates and hangouts like that whole summer. And then it gets almost towards the end of summer. And then we're playing tennis, and we have our coach there and her brother's there. And then our coach goes, hey, Avery's calling you. And she goes, oh, well, I'll get in a second. And then I turn to her brother and I say, who's Avery? And he goes, oh, that's my sister's boyfriend. And I was like, yeah, come again? And so then I had a decision to make there. I was like, oh, I should just drop everything, right? And but Dane didn't. And Dane was like, well, I confronted her about it, and I was like, what up with the number? Like, what's going on with this? And she goes, well, I'm going to break up with him anyways. And I was like, you should do that. And then she didn't, but we kept on going on dates and things like that. And then he tried to get somebody to fight me one day, and I talked to the guy out of it. And then we actually ended up becoming friends, me and the dude who tried to fight me.
Shut up.
He invited me to go camping, and I said, no. And then they finally break up, and then long story short, like we start going back to talking and stuff, but then I graduate and just leave. And so what I should have done is just drop the whole situation and been like, I'm not about it, see you never. And then Lindsay would tell you that she was toxic anyways, which is, I hate that. It's an overly used term, but she just wasn't a good person to be dating. And so, yeah, that was kind of a ticket of sorts of like, I was young and dumb and was like, oh, I like this girl. And so I'm just going to keep like seeing what this is instead of being like, you have a boyfriend, I'm out, see you never.
Yeah.
So,
for myself, this was actually before I was ever in a dating relationship. But let's take you back to high school.
Oh, yeah.
Way back in the day. And, during your senior year, typically a lot of people are like, hey, let's go to prom. Let's go to prom. Let's go to prom. Let's go to prom. I, again, was not in any dating relationship, so I wasn't really looking to go to prom. But I had heard from, I don't want to, this doesn't sound kind of bad. I heard from a multitude of people.
Oh, yeah.
That they're like, hey, or like their friends would be like, hey, you should ask them to prom. And I'm like,
ask Lauren to prom.
I don't really want to ask any of these people that you're mentioning like that much enough to really for me to like go out there and like actually do it to like ask them to prom, because again, I'm not dating anyone.
Right.
One of these people was actually Lauren.
Nice.
And let's just say that I kind of kept waiting to see, like, do I actually want to go to prom? Do I not want to go to prom, etc. And then someone else jumped in and asked her to prom.
What?
And she said yes to them.
What?
So I was like, well, I guess I'm not going anymore.
Who is this guy?
I don't want to say it on the podcast.
We'll kill him.
No, he's a friend.
Lauren, who is he?
But basically, he took the initiative.
Okay.
And he wanted to go with her to prom.
So true.
So he asked before I even ever did. And
unreal.
Realistically,
yeah,
I probably would have never asked, or it would have taken longer because I was just slow on my feet back in the day.
Do you want us to slash his tires?
Nah, you don't need to do that.
Okay.
But whenever that happened, I was like, well, I guess I won't go to prom at all now. So I did take a nap during prom.
Well, I could
and
do that,
then I met up with like a group of them afterwards.
After party.
Yeah, we went to a giant like a gymnastics place, and it was like rented out, and we all just like hung out there and like jumped on trampolines and stuff.
That's crazy.
Which I was fully rested, and I was just like in normal clothes. All of them were all dressed up. I'm like,
true.
Who is the real winner here? I feel great.
I actually went to a party with OG.
Oh, OG and nobody?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. That's so cool.
That's great. Dude, yeah.
Just quick, slight turn of the tables. You know, Link Academy anyways, like that basketball team in Branson. Mm-hmm. They played in a game against Montverde Academy like yesterday. Yeah. And it's like in California, and like Wemby was there, and like Kyrie Irving and all this other stuff. So like after the game, like Link Academy beat Montverde by like 1 point. So they all got like a picture of like Wemby. I'm like, that is a kind of a big flex. Just all these high school players hanging out with the biggest NBA players like in the world.
Man, that'd be really cool.
And I'm like, I feel like that happens so much with like high school players back in the day. Like if you were really good, you just somehow would meet Kevin Durant and Trae Young and LeBron and like all these people. I'm like, I swam with Caleb Dressel like once, and which is really, really cool, but they're all with these just NBA guys. I'm like, why does it happen in basketball just so much? It's crazy.
I don't know.
But anyways, we also had a poll last week, and it was who had the better decisions draft, the better decision, which was the worst decisions, I think, draft.
It was all of them.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Yes.
But basically, 60% of people said you had the better draft. 40% of the people said I had the better draft, but I might have had some votes in there for myself.
Let's see here. What did Dane pick? I put it right here. Oh, invading Russia in the winter. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Eve eating the fruit. Obviously, that was pretty bad. Lindsey Reed moving to Nebraska, of course. And then, I said getting cancer. Yeah, those are all pretty bad.
I had good ones too, like investing in Enron instead of Apple in 01, Lincoln not taking a longer bathroom break, Lot's wife looking back at Sodom and Gomorrah while turning to salt, and then Jack not getting on the door with Rose. We could have had a sequel.
Man, that's crazy.
Man. Okay, but it's okay. I thought I had a pretty good one, but
trying to think of other tickets I should have.
There have been a lot.
No.
But before you get into your tickets, I think it's time for our verse of the week.
Yeah. So Samuel is going to get a 5-minute timer.
Yes.
And that's one of the other things we're kind of doing this time around is we're going to do something of a timer to keep me from going from like for 89 minutes or something like that.
Which we should have done better in the sports talk. We kind of went a little long. A couple of spots we went long, but we'll try to be better as a whole.
We just need to set an actual timer.
We want to give you like an idea, like what are you about to listen to? How much time do you need to listen to this?
If we could put a timer in our headphones or like on this thing or on computer, that would like beep, beep. No, that just sounds whenever it's time to be quiet.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a thing. It's got to be a thing.
I could just put up hands. I'll just do that. I'll give you a heads up.
No. I want a timer.
Okay, give right now. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Begin.
So this week I'm talking to the kids. I'm teaching tomorrow actually, and it's going to be over Old Testament sacrifices. And I've always joked about that, but it actually is this time. And I didn't know that until reading like the curriculum and the assigned verses that I'm teaching about, which is going to be Leviticus 16, 1-6, and then 15 through 22, which is all about how the Jewish Day of Atonement. And so it's kind of crazy because I'm like, okay, this is wild. And they're like, they go in there and basically God spells out what they need to do in order to have this Day of Atonement, which is where they atone for all of the unintentional sins that they have in their lives. And the only people who can go in there are Aaron or the high priest, which is, I think Aaron was the high priest at the time. And so whenever this came on the scene, all of it, and God lays out like these specific instructions of what Aaron needs to do whenever he goes into the tabernacle here and does these things, because he had his sons go in there and they didn't do these specific things, and then they ended up dying because the glory of the Lord was shining, and then being in the presence of God has that effect on people. People, like, he's so holy and so good and so awesome that people just die in his presence, which is crazy. And so I'm teaching the kids about that, and then I'm just going to be like, okay, so why do we not do this anymore? Why do we not have like a goat that we sacrifice and sprinkle blood over the what's it called? Not the throne room seat, but it's over something in there. But why do we not have to sacrifice a goat anymore and sprinkle the blood on it's the altar, I think, on the altar? And then why do we not have to confess all of our sins onto a goat and send it into the wilderness? It's because Jesus came and his works on the cross fulfilled the law. And I'm going to say, whenever I say works on the cross, what do I mean by that? By works on the cross, I would say the gospel. And then I would say, okay, well, what is the gospel? The gospel, and if I were to say in the shortest phrase, is Jesus died on the cross for your sins. And then I'm going to say, why do I say that's the shortest phrase? And I say it's the shortest phrase because yes, that is the gospel, and as simple and still encompassing everything as I can, but it's so much more than that. And I'm going to say that it's like the gospel is like an iceberg, in that I can say in this simplest way, and we've mostly all heard, oh yeah, Jesus died on the cross for our sins. And then I'm going to say, but there's so much more to it. There's so much more underneath, because when we talk about Jesus died on the cross for our sins, he lived this life all the way up. Like, there was the whole Old Testament is pointing to this one guy, and there's 400 years of silence right before Jesus comes up on the scene, and they're all expecting him to come in on a sword and defeat Rome forever, but he doesn't. He gets born in the ghetto, and then he lives a kind of ordinary life, becomes a rabbi. People start following him. He starts doing his ministry, and then he starts to know where this is going. He already knew where it was going, but he starts to tell his disciples, hey, one of you's going to betray me, and then I'm going to I'm going to die on the cross for everybody's sins, in order to free you guys from sin and death forever. And so he goes to the Garden of Gethsemane, and it says that he's in such anguish praying over it in Luke 24, I think. He's praying in the Garden of Gethsemane, saying, Lord, will you take this cup from me? Nevertheless, not my will be done, but yours. So he's saying, like, please let there be anything else that we can accomplish this without having me have to go and do this. And then he says, but nevertheless, I'm going to go do it because this is your will. And then he goes, and whenever I say that he's going to go do this, he goes to the cross. And not only is he beaten and flogged and then nailed to the cross, what happens on that cross is he takes on the sins, past, present, and future of everybody ever, all the lies that we've ever told, all the things that we've ever cheated on, all the things we've ever stolen from, all the ways that we've offended God. And then he dies, and the Romans actually stab him in the side, and blood and water come out, and then that's a sign of asphyxiation, so suffocating on the cross. And then he gets buried, and in that time, or actually whenever he dies, the veil is torn, and that's important because whenever he raises, the veil is torn. So 3 days later, he rises from the dead. There's an angel saying, Jesus is not here, and the veil is torn. There's an earthquake that
30
happens.
seconds.
So when the veil is torn, that's important because now there's no longer a separation between us and God. You don't have to go into the Holy of Holies and sacrifice because the Holy Spirit's actually living in us. And that is really, really good news because now we can take that anywhere we need to go. And so this is really important. And that's why Old Testament sacrifices were important because it points to the ultimate sacrifice, which is Jesus Christ.
With 4 seconds to spare, it is possible to do a 5-minute sermon with Dane.
Well, that's going to be a 25-minute talk tomorrow.
Yeah. and now you're ready for it. You can do anything.
It's a lot more because I was working on that right before this. That's why I was waiting for you to call me before I left. Yeah. And then I was like, blah, 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 writing it all down. Yep. Where's this going? And I kept being like, God, what do you want me to like teach kids from this? Yeah. And I kind of had this idea, already gave me this idea of what I've been learning recently, which is, I call it the depth of the gospel. Like, kids, you've heard this before, but it's bigger than that. It's so much bigger. So
I need to leave in about 6 minutes, so we're going to try to clean up the rest of this. Jake Trust and Art, Jake's Body Shop, and Reverend Banks are the number 2 sponsors of the week, but really it's to Jake's Body Shop, who has a birthday tomorrow, or when you're listening, if you're listening on Monday, on release day, his birthday was yesterday.
Leave it in the comments, and then I'll tell them how all of you said happy birthday.
Put happy birthday, Jake. Happy birthday, Jake's Body Shop, and then leave your other comment, whatever it is.
You know what we were going to do for his birthday?
What was that?
We were going to do skate for Jake.
Oh, my gosh.
We were going to go roller skating for Jake. But they have like a roller derby going on, and I'm like, that's lame.
And also one of the bowling alleys, because we're going to go bowling, they had a professional tournament going on like the past few days, but today it is no longer the tournament.
Unreal.
Then also number 3 sponsor of the week is Lauren. Shout out Lauren.
Whoa.
It's because the other day I gave her a mini heart attack because I showed her an email notification that said that Lauren had sent me a like $580 Venmo amount.
Nice.
And she's like, wait, what? What did I do?
You said
like,
I'm keeping that.
And then I showed her, and then she's like, started freaking out. I'm just like, this was from 2 months ago.
Yeah.
When she paid me back for like a flight ticket or something.
Oh.
So, but for a while, she's like, was having a mini panic attack because like someone hacked me. Someone did this. And I'm like, no, this was just an email. I was deleting only emails and I saw this.
Should have told her that you're keeping that money.
Yeah. So, sorry about that, but she was okay about it afterwards, after she realized that she had not been hacked. So shout out
to not getting hacked.
Also some kind of like some final thoughts. Reach out if you want to make clips for us. We've been saying it. You know all the things. Also, Friday Pickleball, use the code Samuel14434 if you want $5 off 2 of the best pickleball paddles you'll ever use. And then also, if you want to help support Dane in his ministry, make sure to click the link in the bio and give him some support, because he has, give or take, like a year and a half.
Yeah, a little less than that.
Left. And to finish off the funding, you could help be one of those people. And if you do, just make sure to send him a DM or the Until Next Week podcast a DM to let him know that you are helping and support him in his ministry. That'll be cool. That way they can track it properly. Also, just keep telling your friends. If you enjoy the podcast, leave us 5 stars. Do the voice memos. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And thank you again for listening to episode 112 of the Until Next Week podcast.
Wow, guys. We really made it.